Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and 8. A good reputation is more valuable than the most expensive perfume. In the same way, the day you die is better than the day you are born. It is better to spend your time at funerals than at festivals. For you are going to die, and you should think about it while there is still time. Sorrow is better than laughter, for sadness has a refining influence on us. A wise person thinks much about death, while the fool thinks only about having a good time now. It is better to be criticized by a wise person than to be praised by a fool. Indeed, a fool's laughter is quickly gone, like thorns crackling in a fire. This also is meaningless. Extron, extortion, extraordinary, extreme, turns wise people into fools, and bribes corrupt the heart. Finishing is better than starting. Practice is better than pride. Don't be quick tempted, for anger is the friend of fools. Don't long for the good old days, for you don't know whether they were any better than today. Being wise is as good as being rich. In fact, it is better. Wisdom or money can get you almost anything, but it's important to know that only wisdom can save your life. Notice the way God does things, then fall into line. Don't fight the ways of God, for who can strengthen out what He has made crooked? Enjoy prosperity while you can, but when hard times strike, realize that both come from God. That way you will realize that nothing is certain in this life. In this meaningless life, I have seen everything, including the fact that some good people die young and some wicked people live on and on. So don't be too good, too wise. Why destroy yourself? On the other hand, don't be too wicked. Either don't be a fool. Why should you die before your time? So try to walk a middle course, but those who fear God will succeed either way. A wise person is stronger than the 10 leading citizens of town. There is not a single person in all the truth who is always good and never sins. Don't ever drop on others. You don't eavesdrop on others. You may hear your servant laughing at you, for you know how often you yourself have laughed at others. All along, you have tried my best to let wisdom guide my thoughts and actions. I said to myself, I am determined to be wise, but it doesn't really work. Wisdom is always distant and very difficult to find. I'm stretched everywhere. determined to find wisdom and to understand the reason for things. I was determined to prove to myself that wickedness is stupid and that foolishness is madness. I discovered that a seductive woman is more bitter than death. Her passion is a trap, and her soft hands will bind you. Those who please God will escape from her, but sinners will be caught in her shrine. This is my consolation, says the teacher. I come to this result after looking into the matter from every possible angle, just one out of every 1,000. Man, I intervened intervened can be said to be upright, but not one woman. I discovered that God created people to be upright, but they have each turned to follow their own downward path. How wonderful to be wise, to be able to analyze and interrupt things. Wisdom lights up a person's face, softening, softening, suffering its hardness. Obey the king because you have viewed before God to do this. Don't try to avoid doing your duty, and don't take a stand with those who plot evil, for the king will perish those who disobey him. The king's command is backed by great power. No one can resist or question it. Those who obey him will not be punished. Those who are wise will find a time and a way to do what is right. Yes, there is a time and a way for everything. Even a people's troubles lie heavily upon them. Heavily. Indeed, how can people avoid what they don't know is going to happen? No one of us can hold back our spirit from departing. Departing. None of us has the power to prevent the day of our death. There is no escaping the obligation, that dark battle, and in the face of death, wickedness will certainly not rescue those who practice it. I have thought deeply about all that goes on here in the world, where people have the power to hurt each other. I have seen wicked people buried with honor. How strange that they were the very ones who frequented frequented the temple and are praised. And in the very city where they committed their crimes, when a crime is not punished, people feel It is safe to do wrong, but even though a person sins 100 times and still lives a long time, I know that those who fear God will be better off. The wicked will never live long, good lives, for they do not fear God. Their days will never grow long like the evening shadows. And this is not all that is meaningless in our world. In this life, good people are often treated as though they were wicked, and wicked people are often treated as they were good. This is so meaningless, so I recommend having fun, because there is nothing better for people to do in this world than to eat, drink, and enjoy life. That way they are expressing experiencing some happiness, along with all the hard work God gives them. And my stretch for wisdom, I tried to observe everything that goes on all across the earth. I discovered that there is careless activity day and night. This reminded me that no one can discovered everything. No one can discover everything God has created in our world, no matter how hard they work at it. Not even the Western people know everything, even if they say they do.